All right, brother, man. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Awesome. Man, you look fly on camera, bro.
Dang, no way.
Anyone ever tell you that, bro? You look so fly.
No way. I think this is the first time I wear a hat.
Oh man, well, hey, thank you guys so much for coming back and joining us for yet another installment of Redcat Live. I'm your host. My name is Oscar, and today we got a great show ahead for you guys. Originally, we had a show set up to where
No
we would have.
way.
Oh, turn down your.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, perfect. Sorry. Today we got a great show. Originally, we had planned to have Matt Jackson come back and show us a little bit of some firmware updates for the 64. We're still working on those details and hope to, get that fixed up here in the future, so that we can have a show ready for you guys in a few weeks for that. But today, I'd love to introduce to you guys none other than Reefs RC. Reefs RC has been a really great collaboration with Redcat Racing. We've been doing some great stuff with the Axe Edition Gen8 as well as the 64 hopper that we have as well. Both of them carry Reefs RC products inside of them, and I'm just happy to bring this man in because, man, I got nothing but love for this man. Man, we got a lot of years of work back and forth, and it's a huge blessing to have you on the show today, brother.
Hey, thanks, Oscar. Thanks everybody at Redcat for having me, man. It's an honor to be here with you guys. Much love for sure.
Oh man, well, we appreciate it, man. So with that said, there's going to be a lot of people asking questions. I posted originally a post pertaining to this show happening, so that the questions can already be out and about. So unfortunately, I'm not going to go after a lot of the questions that were being asked here live because we wanted to highlight some of the main questions that we already have on the books to ask Sharif later in the show. Reefs RC, what is it? Where did it come from? How did it become what it is, bro?
The name really easy came. So my name is Sharif, and ever since I was young, my buddies always called me Reef. Um, so when we initially started, it just kind of happened to be they just first started calling me Reef Servos, and then so we changed it to Reefs RC, and so the word Reef comes from my name Sharif. So it kind of made sense, and we went with it, and it kind of stuck. So
Yeah.
it all took off from there.
Well, what's funny is when I first met you, I was kind of like, wait a second, that can't be the guy's name. It's way too close to the name of the servo, like,
Yeah.
right? And I was blessed to be a part of the initial, and this is how old school, I am with Reese RC is I have the original, one of the original runnings of the 422 servo,
You
and
do.
it still runs till this day, man. It's been an awesome flagship servo. So with that, I mean, how did that cultivate? How did that happen? Did it? I mean, this obviously didn't happen overnight.
No, no. So we before we came public, I want to say we're experimenting, testing, and you know, fiddling with all kinds of different components of the servo. And when we first designed, our own specs and our own gearing and our own ratios, that was our first servo. So we made some, and you were one of the first to get, you know, that flagship OG servo with the reef stuff in it. So,
Dude, and
um,
it's a non-etched silver
yeah,
or gold
we
can
didn't we
servo.
didn't have any technology. We
Yeah,
didn't have any fancy machines. We
right.
just were doing our thing. We just stickered them and gave them to friends and people we know, and we're like, hey, enjoy it. See, let me know what you like, and then people just heard about it, and then they're like, how can I get some of those reef servos? And
Right,
so after that, we're like, well, maybe we should make some more.
right.
So we made more, and then it just we just kept revamping the line, and made a solid product, and it kind of spoke for itself, and um, it just took off from there, man.
There was one amazing thing that happened when you first came into the market. You came in right at a time where a lot of events were at the prime time. They were at their height. and the hype was big. You had a market dominated by X amount of brand X servos out there. I mean, what was it that made you think, hey, you know what? I got an idea. I want to offer a servo. How did that happen?
I just felt like when we were starting into the whole rock crawling scene, I want to say 5 years ago, uh, nobody was focusing on the crawler. Nobody was focusing on, a nice servo for the first generation SCX10, for example. Nobody focused on that. And I saw that missing gap. Everybody was just buying the standard servos that are made for airplanes or made for short course trucks and then putting them on a crawler. But nothing was really focused on that segment. There was a couple out there starting it, a couple brands. They were just either really overpriced with horrible customer service, and you couldn't even reach them probably if you wanted to. But so yeah, I feel like there was a missing niche in the market, and then that's where we kind of jumped in and then just it just flowed, it just took off.
Well, and I think you hit the nail on the head. There was a huge following for repurposing of servos. There was never really a purpose-built crawler servo, right? And one of the great attributes that I remember the first time you and I spoke on the phone when we were talking about creating a team and this brand, it's new, it's a new face, a new thing, was that I remember your words were, I want to move rocks. And I was like, wait, what? He goes, I want my crawler, your crawler, our crawlers to move rocks. And I was just like,
that's the goal.
I was like, what? No way, dude. This is so, relentlessly at first I was like, oh, dude, this is weird. But I'm all in. I'm all in for a product that was based around the niche that I was really passionate about, which is crawling and making scalers and then comp crawling at that. And we've seen over the years the Reefs RC name carry so much weight, and it's grown to a product line, right? That just offers all kinds of crazy stuff, With that said, before we get into that aspect, though, my next question to you is, obviously, you had to have been in the hobby before you created Reefs RC. How long have you been personally in the hobby of RCs?
I mean, I was off and on in the hobby since I was a kid. Obviously, I couldn't afford the stuff I wanted to as a kid, as an adult. So I was very limited to what I was able to buy. But I mean, I think I tell everybody, like, what drove me to love RC was the Tyco Bandit when I was like 10 or 12.
The Tyco Bandit, bro. Oh my god.
I still have it.
With the and it had a 9.6 volt battery pack in it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that little yellow one. You charge it for like 6 hours.
Yeah, and it had a little turbo feature, if I remember correctly. You had
9.6 volt turbo.
Right. You had full up, and then like you can like go to the right a little bit and up a little bit more to get that extra boost out of it.
It had high and low gear.
Yeah, dude,
it was awesome. So I mean, I think I went through 10 of those things, and then it just I loved it, and I got different ones, and then I started getting some Kyosho stuff, Tamiya stuff, and then as I got older, I went to college, and life set in, and I couldn't really do that kind of stuff. We were actually excited about real cars at that point, not
right.
cars.
Right. You're like, man, I'm trying to get to the spot. I'm trying to get sideways,
Right. You're in college, having a good time, partying, meeting people.
Right. In some countries, it's a petrol head. In other countries, it's a motor geek. You know what I'm saying? Gearhead. There's always a name for it. But yeah, dude, that's sick. Dude. You totally brought me back to my childhood, man. I remember being a kid and having the Tyco Bandit, and I'm gonna find one of these days because I have to have one.
Yeah.
I don't even care if it works or not. To be honest with you, I gotta have one for my mantle. It's to me, that was what sparked wanting to have RC cars growing up.
It was just a great truck for its time. Even though it's not hobby grade, it would just, you could beat the hell out of it, and it was awesome. So.
Right. Hey, I'm gonna take a quick second. How you guys doing out there in Facebook land? We appreciate you guys showing up. We have the wonderful one and only Reefs RC in the house, and we're going to be talking about the collaboration between Reefs RC and Redcat Racing, as well as highlighting some of the products that he has to offer. So stick around. We got a lot left, and we hope that you guys enjoy the show. And again, as mentioned, I have questions that I've already preset who will be asking Reefs RC already. But if you guys want to drop where you're from and give him a shout out, say hi to him, we're all watching on a sub screen as well. All right. So you're like me growing up. Means are not always there. Hobby grade wasn't, feasible for a lot of us, when we first started. What was next? What happened after that?
So, eventually after college and having a real career and everything, I got money and started buying my first, I think, I got really passionate into it was when I got the Deadbolt or the first SCX-10 Jeep, those two. And then I got the Bomber. And then I became, hooked.
Yeah, you got taken to the jugular, bro. Hey,
I became hooked, and then
now this was pre Affirm days, right?
Yeah, right. There's no Affirm, right?
Right. Well, you couldn't just rack it up and deal with it later, and wait for the stimmy check to.
Right. So I was just hooked, and I've always been the type of person that's very entrepreneur, and I've been involved and owned several companies and businesses. I've started them, all kinds of stuff. So I knew there was something missing in the industry that we could bring to the table. Something really good quality, customer service here in the U.S., made by hobbyists for hobbyists. So I use my stuff. We crawl our stuff, we bash our stuff. So it's really the only time I really bring a product in the market is when I want it myself. It sounds kind of weird, but you guys on the team know that. So if I want it, it's probably going to come out, so we have the ability to make just about anything. So yeah.
and that's the thing is that over the course of the years, you've been able to take this servo, the first generation, and now create some crazy stuff out there, dude. Not just crazy ounces of torque, but astronomically, insanely stupid, crazy amounts of torque. What is the highest ounce of torque servo that you carry currently?
The highest one that we've ever made is not available to the public. It's just because during our test phase, we gave them to a bunch of people to let them test it. And they broke so many parts on their trucks that they kind of were blaming us for it. And I was like, imagine that times 10,000. So I was like, I don't even want the headache. So we're just like, no, let's tone it down. And believe it or not, all our servos come out of the box at only 80% power.
Oh, interesting. So is that stated 80% of the power output, or you have them detuned a little bit to?
I have them stated on the card at 80%. So it's more than that. If you program it and increase the power, you don't need it. But if you did, you can do that.
But at that point, it's
422, for example, is more than 422.
Right. But at that point, it's like buyer beware when using it, right?
Yeah, and we do that because there's a lot of people out there that just, I want to say newbie, but a lot of people don't know how to, install correctly maybe, or set endpoints correctly.
Right.
So if they put it in there at 100% and just bam, it slams to one way after they install it, it could damage some parts. So
absolutely.
We try to do it at 80% power.
Right. To those folks following right now, we got a couple little questions that kind of came up, which is where can I get another Reefs servo for the bounce of for the back of the 64. Obviously,
Right.
obviously, guys, you can see that right. It should be here or so. There will be a website that you can visit, which is www.reefsrc.com for all of your Reefs RC needs. The
I'll
caddy.
let you handle the questions and stuff because I don't want to keep looking at my screen
No, I
here
got you, bro.
and the camera.
Yeah. No, I got you. I got you. You know, I'm not
All right.
gonna dissect a lot of them, but someone also asked, how does one become a product tester for you? Is there a way? Because I know you got a long list of people that are always eager and willing to test and abuse your stuff.
And really, I mean, you don't need a lot of testers. I mean, you know, we've got a network of individuals, people that I know and trust, to be honestly. So I think that's, yeah, I have to know you and I have to trust you because I want honest feedback.
Right. You don't want you want an organic feedback and not a purchased one, right?
So I mean, yeah. So if I'm not saying like a stranger is not going to give me honest feedback, but I don't know. It's hard to explain, I guess, but you never know. Like if you do want to be part of the team, we have an application online that you could do it, and we pick out once or twice a year. And I personally talk to that person before I bring them into our family. So
right.
I don't just randomly select. You know, I
think
it's better to have a relationship with everybody.
Right. Let's face it. The team's Reefs RC team, the team drivers, it is a very tight knit family. And a lot of us have known each other for many years in that fashion, right? And it's not just anyone that just walks in the street. And it's an honor to be, part of that. I know that I took a hiatus away to concentrate on another aspect of the hobby, and this year is my first year back after a few years. And man, it's great to see what you've done with the squad and what you've been able to accomplish with a great set of folks that have a cool, calm, collective head and love the hobby as much as you and I do,
Yeah, and these guys wouldn't be on if they didn't believe in the product, and I don't expect them to. If you don't, there's a lot of great stuff out there, but if you don't believe in what you want to be sponsored with, then don't do it. If you just want to do it for free product, then don't do it. So I feel like you have to be passionate about a product or a brand, or just like any brand. It doesn't have to be with RC, like in real life, Yamaha, Honda, whatever. You want to be passionate about that brand.
Right. So this brings me to another stable question that I want to make sure I get out to you, which is, how did the Redcat and Reese collaboration come to be? And how is it that we're here?
How did I get this hat? I never wear a hat.
Dude, I'm digging the hat, bro. You look good in the hat. I'm so used to seeing the shine and glimmer, that it's
the shininess,
it's a little different look for you,
Well, you guys were so nice to send me some stuff the other day, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wear a hat today so my head's not so shiny.
Right. It's kind of funny because I was walking down the hallway, and everyone was like, "Oh, I know who you're talking to today." Of course, I'm out here. What's up?
Yeah, you're representing for sure.
Man, I had one of the original T-shirts. It was starting to. It was.
Hey, those are the new T-shirts, man. We just came out with those.
Yeah, I know these are good, but I had the OG one.
Oh yeah,
it was exhausted, but I still rock it, man. Like no tomorrow.
Yeah. So no, the partnership. I felt like Redcat came out with this idea for this truck, and they really wanted to do something out of the box and different. And they knew who I was. I knew who they were, and I think we got to talking at an event one time. I think it might have been Proline by the Fire.
Great event.
We just I think it was Matt actually that talked to me.
That sounds about right, Mr. Matt Jackson.
Right.
The Mad, I used to call him the Mad Scientist. Now I'm just going to call him the Mad Engineer.
Yeah. So we got to start talking, and I knew what they were looking for, and I knew what I could provide, and I think it kind of fit. Like our relationship, it's like anything in business. I think if you don't have a good relationship, it's not gonna be fun. So, or maybe successful even. So you want to make sure you have that connection. And I did. And I have connections with a lot of people and companies that I love, but they made the connection so easy, I want to say. So, and then they actually came down to our headquarters here in Corona, California. And at the time, Jeff was there. So they both came down, and we got to see the specs they needed, the torque they needed, all that good stuff, the sizes and the fitment and all this cool stuff. And I got to show them a few things of what we were developing. And then, boom, we took our flagship servo, the 422, which was the OG gold one at the time. And we made a V2. And at that time, we were talking about making our own CNC version of it, of the 422 HD V2. And so obviously for pricing reasons, we couldn't put the full CNC in there, but all the internals that are in here come in here already.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So it's just a different casing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
and like
we knew that was the one we wanted to go with because it had plenty of power, plenty of speed, and it would be the highest torque servo to come on an RTR.
Right. And this thing is a beast. I mean, the Gen8 Axe is an amazing rig out of the box. Not only does it come with one of your 422, and it's the V2, right? And
Correct.
So it's the second edition of the servo. But it also comes with an Axe FOC system. And I believe it's a 2300 kilovolt system.
Yeah.
And it does amazing. It's a great setup. And if you guys have never driven an Axe Gen 8 with the FOC system, it really has an amazing feel to it, a real realistic way of driving. And not only does it, ramp up gradually like a real one-to-one would, but even when you let off to brake, it gradually stops. It doesn't just give you that jolty stop. So it makes the crawler really feel and drive like a real one-to-one should. And what better way to complement such in a motor and ESC setup than to have a Reefs RC servo setup. I know that the Axe system does come with an internal BEC, so you can program. And I believe we default your 422 at 6 volt. Oh, you do 7.4.
Yeah. The first few runs of the car weren't. They were at 6. And then we talked and we made sure that anything produced going forward was set out of the factory at 7.4.
And that's insane because, not insane in a bad way, insane in a great way. Because you're talking about a vehicle that comes out of the box with 422 ounces of torque. You're talking about moving rocks, like you're darn near there already at that point. There's not much.
422 is, like I said, underrated.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I just say, but it's a great servo. And they're street priced at the full aluminum one is $99. So,
man, I'm telling you, I spent twice as much before on some things that I have not had the best of luck with. So,
and they're fully programmable. So,
right.
That's an awesome feature. And the reason why we did that whole programmable thing is for the movie industry. So, and, big names in that industry, entertainment industry, that they use our stuff a lot, and they wanted to use, have the ability to change the servo angle, the power, the speed, all that kind of stuff. So we wanted to make sure we accommodate that industry.
Absolutely. And again, I absolutely feel that you accomplished that. And I feel that in my opinion, the best bang for the buck, and I'm not talking just as an employee from Redcat, but as an enthusiast, the Axe Gen 8 it's a great bang for your buck, considering it comes with all the upgraded electronics that you're going to want to replace to anyways. At this point, I think I only have one crawler left that does not have a Reefs RC servo in it. And it's because it's just an RTR that I always lend people,
right.
I get a new person that wants to join the hobby or just check it out. I don't want to hand them the remote to my Forerunner. I don't want to hand the remote to my, my super scaled out Yoda.
No, you don't.
No, I want to hand him a remote to something that, hey, you know what, it's fixable. But with that said, I mean, it was an amazing compliment to each other, in my opinion. I really
Right.
am glad to have seen that.
We were excited. I mean, that was huge for us, man. I mean, that was just like, overnight, the brand is worldwide overnight.
Seriously.
It happened overnight. So,
and so I got to ask you, man, did you gain a lot of fanboys in that fashion because of it?
I mean, it's so hard to even keep track of. I mean, we see the follower number or whatever. It's obviously it goes up, but I just felt like the name got bigger
right
when this car came out, and we knew that was going to happen, and we were super excited for it, and we were doing everything as perfect as we can. And then on top of that, we came out with a bunch of stuff for this car, so when it does get released, boom, we got other stuff for it as well.
Well, then, yeah. So before we move on, I want to know, folks want to know, they either have bought a Gen 8 Axe or a Gen 8 V2. What does Reefs RC offer for the Gen 8 at this time, other than the servos?
So the hottest seller is the steel sliders.
Ooh.
So you can see them here.
Those are good too.
So, the stock ones are cool, but they have like rivets here, so you may get snagged up on rocks.
Makes sense.
This is just smooth. So they're super easy to bolt on. But yeah, the Gen 8 sliders, steel, powder coated, made in the USA. Very nice to have for this. That's the first thing you should do. And then what we did is also designed out of a billet machined here aluminum piece that drops in the front, so you could drop our servo winch in it.
Ooh.
So
and to those guys out there that are not that big into crawling but want to get into it, if you ever want to really expand on your experience, a servo winch is amazing.
Yeah, so this just makes it super easy because our servo winches are already plug and play. Now all you got to do is remove the plastic bumper holder and install the machined aluminum one.
Nice.
In there, and then the 422 HD servo winch goes right in there, and you're golden. So once you get that mount, the sliders and the winch, I mean, the car is dialed. So,
right. You come out of the gate swinging at that point. So I mean, if you think about it,
yeah. Obviously, we had to throw our new Reefs Ruthless wheels on it too, because we make all our wheels in the US as well.
Nice.
And so we really came out with the wheel project, and I love how they look on this car, by the way. I'll put the body back on, but they look amazing. These are the new Proline trenchers. So we really wanted to have the average Joe be able to walk into a local hobby shop and get a US made CNC custom wheel in a pack of 4, ready to go, all the rings and hardware. You couldn't get that, right? So that was missing. So you'd have to order from a specific vendor online only and just wait if they have stock, etc. But there was not an ongoing machined raw aluminum wheel in your local hobby town, for example, right? So we've changed that now. Now they're everywhere.
And that's again just another movement that you're doing to progress the hobby forward and get things into people's hands that, quite frankly, to others can almost seem like unicorns, right? That's great. You're making it available to people.
Yeah, we want to make things easily available. That's the goal. And that's the thing I had a trouble with when I was just going into my local hobby town. I wanted a servo shield. You couldn't get them.
Right.
For my bomber. So we made our own. We wanted a set of sway bars to be in stock. We couldn't get them, so we made our own. So things like that.
So you're like, the heck with it. I'm just gonna start creating my own stuff.
If I go to a hobby shop and it's not there, I'm just gonna make my own.
You're like, oh well. Man. So so we talked sliders, we talked the bracket relocation, we talk wheels for the Gen 8. Anything else that we should know about the Gen 8 as far as what Reefs has to offer?
There's I'm thinking of doing like a Gen 8 combo pack on our
Ooh,
website to make it easier for people to know hey, I have a Gen 8, what's the combo?
right.
And you don't necessarily have to buy the combo, you can just see the combo.
Right. And then maybe
Right?
at that point you can at least get your part numbers for what you want ideally at the end of the
Correct.
day.
Because a lot of people, when we take this car to the show, they want this, they want to know this, they want to know this. So I think it'd be easier if we had a combo
Yeah.
for this truck, because we got more things coming out for it. Um, Hopefully more machined aluminum parts for it.
Yep.
Made in the US. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Man, I love it. I love it, man. You become a one-stop shop for the Gen 8 Axe and offering support to an already amazing rig, in my opinion. And this is actually my personal one now. I don't know if you knew this or not, but I took it out of the box just for this live feed.
Right.
So I'm gonna have to
You're gonna get these sliders for sure.
Yeah, dude. I need to get some sliders. I need to get a servo winch. I need to get a relocator, man. It's gonna be on. So yeah, man. So that's the Gen 8 Axe Edition crawler with the Reese 422 HD servo. How and what? I guess my best question is, first of all, how did you come up with the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious name for the servo?
I like the way you said it.
Most of the time when I say that, people think I sneeze and they go, "Bless you."
Right. So
before you say this, I know that in the chat between all the friends, we call it alacratius, but the real name of this is
Alicratus.
Alicratus. Where did the name come from, brother?
So I just want everybody that wants to know what the name is, just type it in on Google.
Okay.
And you guys can find out what it means.
Okay.
I know what it means. But it's really ingenious the way I wanted the name to do this, what we're doing now, right?
Sure.
To just talk about the name. So once you keep talking about the name, Alicratus, people don't know how to say it, so they keep trying. And I think it's just the meaning of this word, Alicratus, is what this servo is all about. Okay. And I would like for you guys to just Google it on your phone and see what it means. You'll be intrigued. But when we came out with this 300 is the fastest servo we've ever made.
Right.
You guys, the specs on it are ridiculous.
Right. You guys are pushing at 6 volts, if I'm not mistaken, 0.07 seconds, full swing.
Yes.
That is insane, bro.
So what I'm running here is 0.05 seconds.
So you're running it at the 7.4 volts then?
At 8.4.
Ooh, wow. Ooh, 8.4 volts. And of course, that is off of not the one that came stock, but the ones that you offer on the website.
Correct. Okay. So they come when you buy this 64, it comes with, Redcat calls it the Reefs hopper servo. Mm-hmm. So it's basically like this one, but the plastic top and bottom version, but it's still aluminum in the center. Right. So this is the upgraded version, which is fully programmable and is all CNC aluminum. So what I did is I added all three.
Oh, nice.
Not just the one. I put this obviously in there, but I have two in the back too, because I really wanted to make the back hop off the ground.
Yes. Heck yeah.
So that's what we did.
And I know that when we saw each other at King of the Streets, I was like, oh, dude, I need to get these. But you're gonna have to send me an invoice here pretty soon, bro. Right. Because I need to get some hop in action all the way around, especially in that fashion. How, in what way, shape, or form, you did great with this. This was amazing. This is amazing, equally amazing in my opinion. But how did that happen, bro?
Well, I want to say, good friend Matt again.
And geez, Matt just finds himself everywhere, doesn't he? And those of you guys that don't know, we're talking about Matt Jackson. He's our head engineer here at Redcat Racing. Yeah, great guy.
So him and Jeff at the time also talked to me And then also the CEO of Redcat talked to me, and we really wanted to come up with something that could handle the aggressiveness of up and down constantly.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to make it rated for about 500,000 strokes.
Wow.
At least, right?
Yeah.
So, but we exceeded that. We made it 1,000,000.
Jeez,
Okay?
and I'm pretty close to that already. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So 1,000,000 strokes, without a question, can go beyond, but at least that, right? So, and we had to get a certain speed and a certain torque. And so we totally came up with these specs and this design to make it work without an issue.
Now, did they bring you a prototype? How did that come to be?
We made them prototypes.
Oh.
So we made them prototype servos.
But even before the prototype was created, did they just say, "Hey, I need something that's fast"? And
yes.
Okay.
So I knew what it was for, but I didn't really know the inside of what it looked like.
Yeah.
I knew it took a standard size servo. So we just kind of had to work around that. But basically, we want really fast. And when I told them how much I could do on torque with that speed, they were blown away.
Oh, I bet, dude. I mean, you're still talking, what, at 7.4, 270 ounces, I believe is what it's based on. Is that correct?
Yep.
Dude. And I believe the 64 comes set at, is it 6 volts?
6 volts.
So we're actually still underplaying it at 210 ounces at 0.07 seconds, which is still insanely fast.
Yeah. I mean, if you're using it at 0.07 and you're happy.
Yeah.
I think if you just see that video, I think I did on IG or Jeffries did.
You're talking about when you get all 4 wheels off the ground?
I mean, I just have 3, but with the 3, we get all of it off the ground like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah, that's me. I'm take my money. I don't care.
I just felt like if we could do it,
right,
why not be able to just do that on the back, you know?
Wifey, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I already spent that stimmy check. How about nothing but Reese?
And also, obviously, we couldn't just stop with this, right?
Right.
So we had to design this 99 micro servo mount, all aluminum, with the 99 micro steering servo.
Yeah.
With our 99 micro aluminum horn.
Everyone knows that a lowrider needs insane amount of torque to steer as well.
Yeah, it doesn't need torque. So that's why that 99 micro is 100 ounces. But how cool is it to have all matching servos?
That's what I'm getting at, man. Yeah, dude, that's like my calling in life right now.
I love it.
I'm telling you, someone's already called my wife to let her know now. So
and these are not that expensive, you know. I mean, if you were to compare the rates or the specs to other stuff, I mean, you'd be paying a lot more for these 300s.
Right.
The 99 micro is $55, you know.
Oh, dude, there you go. $55 for the 99 micro. Great option for a steering servo upgrade for the 64.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's way quicker.
And let's say that some of these folks out there that want to upgrade their servos to have more hopping power on the rear. What do those retail for? These
are about, I think they're $115 street price.
Okay.
So they're not 160. If you compare the specs to others, they're 115. So we could have priced them at 130 all day, but we stuck to about 115.
So for an extra, so for an extra $230 plus shipping and taxes, man, you can
get 2 in the rear,
have massive,
and then you can make that rear hop.
Yeah, that's my goal in life right now.
I mean, when you get into this building and this hobby,
it's nothing.
The amount of money you pour in the cars, is irrelevant because you're doing it because it makes you feel good and you have fun and you're like, why not? So
right.
Why not?
And that's the thing is that when you build something, I remember building my first crawler and I needed a servo, and I remember buying some high tech because I didn't have the money for something fancy like a Savox at the time. And that was the best at the time was like a Savox 1231, I believe is the one, which is like a 499 ounce servo. And it unwaterproofed it, but that was like the repurposed servo for a lot of us beginner crawlers. And even at, $8,900, whatever it was, I couldn't afford it. So I bought a $20-$30 high tech and it just browned out. It was bad. And it wasn't until I started really getting into the 422s that I actually started seeing the value. And when you create builds now, well, the pocketbook goes out the window. I
remember when you put the 422 in your car and you called me and told me, bro, I've never tried one like this before.
I know. I was a king of the budget builds for a long time. I was an Amazon shopper, and I still am, but I always try to make the best out of nothing. And have gotten to that point now where over the years I found an immense amount of value in certain products, and some going cheap on a servo just is not, the best way to go. You don't want to break a servo strip of gear when you're on the trail 5 minutes in, or ruin the experience that you're having, on the trail. So you want to step it up. You want to, have more. And, now I, got quite a bit of power.
Yeah. And to that aspect, you could strip any gear on any servo anywhere.
Right.
Just throwing that out there. It's about how, bottom line, guys, it's really about how you drive.
Mm-hmm.
It's how you drive the car. Sometimes when I want to get throttle happy on my bomber, I'll break everything on that bomber.
But there's something very
drive shafts, axles,
right,
servos, motor. I've broken all.
But now tell the folks why you're different than anyone else when it comes to a broken gear.
So you just, this is obviously going to be stronger than your Amazon one.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll probably go through 3 or 4 Amazon ones for the price of this,
Exactly.
But the longevity on these, they have a longer board life. They have a longer gear life. Everything about it is made with quality. They're all checked personally, so we don't just make a million and just send them out. And hopefully that's why our return warranty rate year to date is so low, because you don't want to ask those numbers to other people by Amazon, right, because it's half of them. So.
Right. And if I remember correctly, you also at some point were offering replacement gears to those people that wanted to replace them.
Yeah, we have them. Yeah. And then, we've upgraded. We started with titanium coated ones before.
Yeah.
And now we've upgraded to all steel. And we're learning. We're not perfect. We learned, when we first started, we did it that way. Now we do it this way. So,
right.
Just like with any job or career, you learn and you go and you make improvements. So just like you said, when you first saw that first OG compared to this one now, look at the changes, right? And how it looks.
It's insane. It really is. When you first handed me that first servo, I remember thinking to myself, oh man, this is just going to be so gimmicky. He just handed me this, cut right thing. And then I remember going out and literally wedging between a rock and just pushed the rock out of its way. And I was just like,
because then we came out with that 555.
Yeah, and you went right for the jugular with the 555.
Yeah, the 555 is amazing.
That threw everyone, in for a loop. So with that said, so we're talking 64. We've talked about how that came to be. We know the specs. We know where you can find yourself more of these servos to make your hopper a true, just crazy, crazy hopper. Are there any plans for any other products for the 64 that Reefs RC is thinking about?
Yeah, I think did I mention it to you over before? I think let's make the whole chassis CNC.
Oh yeah, you're saying that. Yeah. We went nuts. So
let's just machine the whole thing out of aluminum, right?
Right. We need to like start a Patreon, channel so that we can share with you guys.
No, I really do want to make some cool stuff for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to. I just like the car so much. Everything, this and that, the Gen8 Axe, they're like a first,
right,
out of the box.
So with that said, so you have, and you said that perfectly. You have 2 vehicles that are RTRs that have your products inside of them. And the great thing about both of them is that they come out of the box working so great that you tend to find yourself not really needing to replace much or do much more to them, right?
Right, right. We didn't. I mean, with the Axe, we did add the winch mount, the sliders, that kind of thing. But you really don't need to.
But those are
the servo is fine.
right. But those are functionalities, right? And
Correct.
And what came with it already does great. You're not taking it out and replacing the servo out of it. I mean, yeah, we could throw something crazy like a raw in there or something, but
Raw 500.
yeah,
Sure.
but at the end of the day, the setup was great out of the box and it didn't need much to it. But it's great that you're offering these products to these folks that help them kind of make the experience just that much better, right?
Right.
I'm over here wondering, we're gonna see some ruthless billet donk wheels for the 64 at some point because your boy is ready for that.
I'm gonna put these on here. All
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's
nobody's seen these, by the way.
Oh no, no one's seen those yet.
Just put them on the website today, baby.
Oh, there you go, guys. So if you're looking for some new drag race wheels, Reefs RC also offers those as well. All right, brother, man. So at this time, I want to give you the spotlight. What new products is Reefs RC offering to the masses in general? What is on the table? What is in the works? What do you have? What are you most excited about? How you can share with our followers?
What's on the table? So we just came out with our new machined Reefs RC tool handle.
Ooh.
So this it took forever. Our team driver, Corey Allen, designed it here in the US. So we literally machined the whole handle and we wanted to have I wanted to have, right? I wanted to have a nut driver for normal cars, but I wanted to have a nut driver for all the 24 scale cars because I lose those and or they fall off or they're loose. So I never have that nut driver.
Right.
And then obviously it has 1.5, 2.5, but we're really excited about that. And it comes in the Reefs little pouch. So it's cool for the travel.
Heck yeah.
I love it. This is one of our newest items.
I actually just picked one up from you.
Excited about that.
At King of the Streets. And it is a really nice feeling driver. The knurled cuts in the handle are great. They feel good. It doesn't feel bulky like other, 5-in-1 drivers that I've had in the past.
Right.
So
I love it.
And those are available on your website as well, correct?
Yeah, all authorized dealers have them and my website.
Beautiful. And what are those bad boys going for?
$48.99 street price.
Check that out, guys.
Which is really good for a machined handle.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is not stamped. We didn't copy. We didn't relabel.
Mm-hmm.
This is designed by Reef. It has the Reef shield machined in the whole handle. This is anodized our Reef's gray that we use, lasered with our logo. So
my question is, since that thing came with the shield on it, what happens if I were to go to a tattoo shop and get the Reef shield? I'm just asking for a friend.
You might get product for a year for free.
Damn! How big does it have to be? I might sign up.
We should do something like that.
I'm telling you, hey, dude, sign me up twice.
Right.
Dude, I'll do one on each leg. Okay, how about that?
Right.
All right. So, with that said, we're going to talk about a couple questions that I had pulled out of the hat, out of our followers, viewers that were on Instagram and Facebook, that they wanted to ask you about. So one of them is, are there any plans on a raw 777 in any of the future?
A raw 777. I never thought of that. The raw 500 has been a huge success. I mean, that servo, you could literally put it in anything, right?
Right.
Anything. I use it from bashers to crawlers to anything. But a raw 777 maybe we could come out with that as a limited run.
Yeah. There's dude, I'm excited for. I just love limited runs. I don't know, there's something about it that is just so cool,
Right.
The next question that I had for you is there any more raw editions coming out that you can share with us? And this was not my question. These are questions from our followers. So
There is.
there is. Okay. Is there anything that you can share with us at this time?
I want to say by next week or the week after, there's going to be a limited run, 200 only made, individually numbered for a special purpose, and they will be online at a certain time, and they'll be gone at a certain time.
So I got to ask you, Sharif, is that a first time drop right now? Is that like fresh?
Nobody knows. First time drop, right?
So you guys got it first on Redcat Live. Next week, there's going to be a new drop for a new raw servo coming out, limited edition run. You guys don't want to miss this. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be
individually numbered.
Individually numbered at that. Oh my God, dude, I'm in.
It's going to be bananas.
I hope to have my tattoo ready by then so I can just get that shipped over, dude. We'll make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be ridiculous. And we're really excited for the purpose behind this. So when it comes out, you guys will see the purpose behind it. Nice. And we just can't wait to shoot it.
Dude, I'm
out to you guys.
I'm excited. I don't even care what the purpose is, to be honest. I want one no matter what. So, but the fact that there's some sort of purpose behind it, dude, I love it. I'm behind it 100%, and I'm sure a lot of our followers and viewers are going to be behind it as well. So, another question that we have is, what events do you potentially plan on attending this calendar year?
So Proline by the Fire will probably be the next one. Mm-hmm. Axial Fest, ASD.
For those folks that don't know, that's AAC. That's the Autism Awareness Crawl.
Autism Awareness.
Hosted by ASD Crawlers RC.
Yep.
It's
we'll be at that one. West Coast Challenge.
Great West Coast Scale Challenge. Yep, another great one as well.
And we want to do a couple more on the East Coast. So maybe ECC. There's one in Alabama also. And obviously we'll be at Inertia in Vegas.
Okay.
So.
And then and anything can change, right? They're now in between. There's so many things happening, politically speaking, as well as lockdown wise. So anything can change at that point, right?
Correct. That's correct.
So stay tuned, guys. Hopefully you'll be able to see Reefs RC at your coming event. And Eric Sarceño, ASD Crawlers is a group of individuals that created a group to help children and adults on the spectrum of autism. ASD stands for Autism Spectrum Disorder, so they are a full circle group that works really hard to raise funds for nonprofits. So shout out to them. Much love. They're some weirdos, but they're funny. I can say that, of course. So the next question is what would essentially set, or what does set Reefs RC apart from the next guy, the next brand X? What makes your experience, the Reefs experience, so much more unique?
I just feel like you guys see the passion that we have for this hobby and the support we give to this community, the products we come out with for this community. And I think that's what sets us apart. We travel all over to support different events. We sponsor a ton of events because we play with the cars just like you. So we don't just throw stuff out into the market without proper testing, we do it ourselves. We interact with you guys. You guys know a lot of my team guys. You know people that are all Reef guys. So I think that's what makes us a little bit different. And there's a lot of companies coming out. I just feel like it's fine, but everybody can come out, but you need to be 100% knowledgeable and have your shit together, basically.
Right.
But we try to make a good product for you guys. So that's the bottom line.
How about your support?
So our support, most of the time I handle support, but I also have Brock and other guys that handle support. The main thing is you got to go to the website and send us an email, because the amount of messages we get on social media, there's just no way for us to keep track. And obviously sending an email to the wrong email address,
Sure.
we're not going to get it.
Right.
So,
right. And that can happen. And I'm going to take a quick second to shout out Mr. Broccolini. Man, much love, brother.
Yeah.
I know you're out there.
Brock is in charge of a lot of our R&D and customer service and stuff like that.
That's awesome, man. And it, again, from what I've seen, everything gets handled very quickly. Everything gets handled seamlessly. Never hear any issues when it comes to support from Reefs RC, which is
we try to do our best. We're not perfect, but we try.
Hey, in this day and age, it's hard to suffice the masses when everyone has an opinion about a product, right? But you stay true to yourself. You stay true to the product, and it speaks volumes, you know.
Yeah, we let the product speak for itself. So
right.
we just and we just stand behind it.
Right. So my last question to you, Sharif, is being in the hobby for so many years, what is the one key ingredient or suggestion that you can give to the new hobbyist that's joining? Obviously, people that are buying the 64 may never have been in the hobby before, but this is their first jump in. For some people, it's the Axe Edition Gen 8 that got them in and got them intrigued into it. Or it could be a plethora of other, options. But what is the one key thing that you would recommend to those folks out there?
So do what I do. When I got a new car, when I got that first SCX10, I just did this for a long time. Just look at everything on the car, study the car, check it out, and really, just get yourself familiar with the vehicle. And then when you start driving the vehicle, don't go full hammer on everything. Just enjoy that vehicle and what it can do, and get down, take some cool pictures, enjoy it, right? And then once you're comfortable with it, start to upgrade things. And then that's when you really learn every nut and bolt on your rig. When you start to upgrade, do little upgrades, and then to see it perform that much better just puts a smile on your face, and that's what this hobby is for.
Right. And I love that last bit you touched on, which is, hey, we're all here for a reason. We're all here to have a good time and put smiles on our faces. Crawling or any aspect of the hobby is to give you an outlet from life and life's stresses. So whatever you do, as long as you're doing it to have a good time, man, do you, and don't worry so much about what the other guy's doing. But
just do what you want to do, have fun with it. That's the bottom line. Just enjoy the hobby.
I love it, Sharif. So guys, this is a quick recap. We've had Reefs RC on the show. We've talked about the Gen 8 Axe Edition and the collaboration between Reefs RC and Redcat Racing, as well as the collaboration that Reefs had with the 64 as well. We appreciate having you on the show, Sharif. We love everything that you're doing. We appreciate the support that you do for all of our community as well, and we appreciate what you do for the community as a whole. Thank you so much from myself, the entire Redcat team, and all of our amazing followers that happen to chime in here today.
Hey, no, thank you guys, man. I appreciate all of you guys out there for all the support over the years, and as we continue to grow and make even better stuff for you guys.
Much love, much love. Well, hey, one quick thing. Let the folks know where they can find you, where they can find your products, what pages can they come and check you out.
So reefsrc.com, real easy. We have our business page, Reefs RC Products, and we have our YouTube, Reefs RC Products, and IG, Reefs RC.
Beautiful. So there you have it, guys. Make sure that if you don't follow it, go ahead and follow. If you're new to the hobby, you're in great hands by following and checking out the products there in line. Sure. We appreciate all you guys, all the comments, all the questions. And again, we'll see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll be here for y'all. So much love. Thank you guys, and have a blessed week.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Peace.